And so when somebody files to go public, they file what's called an S1 document. And some people say you have to put so much information in it that it discourages people from wanting to go public. Is it possible that you could say we don't need all this information, or you think what you're doing now is working?
I think the approach is the right approach, which is give us all the material information about your company when you're going public. That is the right approach. Should we have the same amount of disclosure for our largest companies that we do for those smaller and medium-sized companies? Probably not. I mean, the mega global companies, they need to provide us with much more information than the startup biotech does. And what we're trying to do at the SEC now is say, can we scale our disclosure requirements in a way that makes it more accessible for those medium and small-sized companies?
Now, if you are a publicly traded company, every quarter you file information with the SEC updating investors on developments in the previous quarter. What about just doing it every 6 months as opposed to every quarter? I know that's been debated. You have a view on whether that's a good or bad idea?
Well, markets thirst for information. Investors thirst for information. They want information on a regular basis. I don't expect that quarterly reporting will go away anytime soon. If you borrow money from a bank at the same time as you're selling stock, that bank's going to want quarterly information. I don't know many loan documents that have semi-annual information. But the real question for us is, do you need to do something as extensive every quarter as we require today? Because you know what happens? People take this quarterly report, say the one that would be filed in June, and they compare it to the March quarterly report. And all they really want to know is, what's in the press release, the earnings press release, and what are the changes. And yet we make people file a very large document. So we might be able to do something that's more streamlined on a quarterly basis.